tere päevast!
Good morning. I'm from the Foresight Centre. So what do we do? The Foresight Centre is part of the Parliament of Estonia. We're a think tank at the Parliament of Estonia, and our task is then to make forecasts about the Estonian society, the economy, see the different paths that we could take, and hopefully then suggest the paths that are better compared to those that are not. We are involved in different topics. This year in June, we also published a report on the green transition. Tomorrow, we will publish a report on the school network, teachers and education. And last year, as the war in Ukraine started, we were looking for resources in order to study the impacts of the war in Ukraine, how our society, labor market, our GDP and the economy generally has been affected in Estonia. And this is what my presentation will focus on. I'll start with the population. Before the war in Ukraine began, Estonia was a country that people wanted to come and live in. Many already moved to Estonia from Ukraine. In 2020, for example, 3,000, 4,000 came to live in Estonia from the Ukraine. But as the war escalated, then last year approximately 30,000 refugees came from Ukraine, and they have received temporary protection. And those who have residence permits and work permits, then the total number is over 70,000. So that is quite a considerable number of the population of Estonia. When looking at the population and the statistics, we are always interested in where are we going? Is our population going to increase or decrease? So this immigration is slowing down the tempo of our population decrease, but nevertheless, we have to say that as our birth rate is low, then it doesn't have a major impact. If about 30,000 Ukrainians stay in Estonia, then we won't be able to be at this 2022 level for longer than approximately 19 years or so. If we want our population number to remain the same and not decrease, then we need Estonian people to have more children and raise the children in Estonia. Well, a sigh. It is very difficult to say, and our birth rate should be at the moment it's 1.78, but it should almost be 1.9. So we need to have more immigrants come to Estonia, about 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 a year. Then this would keep our population number stable, or it should be a combination of the two. And in the long-term perspective, the arrival of the refugees from Ukraine, 30,000, well, it's not going to have a major impact because the population is aging. In our research, we didn't look at the population as such, but Tartu University researchers, they have said that Estonians as such and the population of the Estonians is actually decreasing slowly, let's say. So by 2050, the population of Estonia or people of Estonian origin, their increase would be 4%. but due to the Ukrainian war refugees, the Estonian population increase will be 2%. So there are fewer Estonians by that time living here. Next, about integration and adaptation, it's also important to look at where the refugees have settled. And it's important because this also impacts the socioeconomic situation, how people adapt and integrate. Well, 2/3 of the arrivals have settled in larger towns, Tallinn, Tartu, Pärnu. These are environments, communities, economic and social situations that are stronger, which means that these are also places that can take people in and integrate them better. And those local governments that have a lower level of services or, well, where profitability is lower, so to say, people have moved there as well, but the absolute numbers are lower. So obviously people prefer to be in socioeconomic situations where the level of services and where it's easier to adapt at a higher level of services. But as we look at employment, then we have then about 70,000 or so Ukrainians who have come to Estonia in those 18 months or so. And as for employment, then approximately 20,000 or so are employed. So what affects the labor market and integration is that approximately 45% of the ones who have arrived have got jobs, and those who have received temporary protection, about half of them have got jobs. And obviously the age group also matters. So most who have arrived have found work. And this is an important landmark. Estonia has received more people from Ukraine in absolute numbers compared to some other larger countries or Scandinavian country. But we have been then able to help these people to find work. So the labor market indicators in Estonia are actually better than